guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I want to tell you about some books that I'm really excited about that are coming out in April, May, and June of 2023. Okay, so this is late. I know that. It's fine. So regardless of when this video actually is edited and put up, it's still gonna be late. But these are books that I'm excited about, adult and YA books specifically, that I'm excited about that are coming out in either April, May, or June of 2023. They may have already come out, but just know they're on my radar and I am excited to read them, whether they've already come out or not. So you may hear some background noise. It is gorgeous out today, so my windows are open and the birds are out, so it just is what it is. There are also kids playing outside and cars driving by, and there's just going to be some background noise, but this is the time that I had to film, so we're just going to do this. All right, let's get into this list. I have 13 books on this list. I tried to narrow it down to 10. It didn't work. I got 13, and that's as close as I'm gonna get. So it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But let's get going. They will be in publication order, so keep that in mind. And the first book that I want to talk about came out on April 1st. And this is the new book by Amy Harmon, A Girl Called Samson. This is a Revolutionary War book about a girl who dresses up like a boy to serve in the military. That's about all I know about this book, but I'm excited for it. I've really enjoyed all of Amy Harmon's books that I've read in the past, and so I'm excited for another one from her. Next, coming out on April 11th, so that's actually from when I'm filming this, it's tomorrow. And that is the new Abby Jimenez book, Yours Truly. I am so excited for this book. This is probably like number one on this list that I'm excited for. I love Abby Jimenez. They are contemporary romance books. Abby Jimenez is a local author to me, and so I've been able to meet her a number of times and hear her speak a couple of times, and she's just amazing. She's an amazing follow on Instagram. She's an amazing person. She's so talented, and her books, all of them, have been fantastic, and I cannot wait for this one. I actually have this on eGalley right now, so I'm currently reading it as I'm filming this, and I'm loving it so far. This follows Brianna and Jacob. They are both doctors in an ER, and Jacob has really bad anxiety, and Brianna is just going through it in life. She is recently divorced. Her brother is in end-stage kidney failure, and she just cannot catch a break. And so it is just this relationship between the two of them, and I'm excited. I love Abby Jimenez so much. So that one comes out on April 11th. And then on April 18th is another book by one of my all-time favorite authors, and this is the newest book by Susan Meisner. This is Only the Beautiful. And this, actually, I keep looking over here. This is where all my information is at. And so this one is set in 1938, and in California, and it follows 16-year-old Roseanne, whose parents were killed in an accident. She's taken in by the owners of a vineyard where she has lived her whole life. And she then moves into their spacious house with a secret. She sees colors whenever she hears sound, so she has synesthesia, which I just read a middle grade book about. And so it's about her, and then there's also a timeline in Austria, 1947, that is like post-World War II, and so that's all I really know about it. I love Susan Meisner. There's only been like one or two of her books that I haven't jived with real well, but overall I really love her, and I'm excited to check out her new book. All right, then on April 25th is Emily Henry's new book, Happy Place. This is another contemporary romance book, and this one takes place in Maine at a lake house, beach house in Maine, and it's this big group of friends. They all go to this lake house every summer for a trip, and this year they're going to get again. However, the main character and her fiance just broke up, and nobody in the friend group knows, and so they both show up and they have to pretend like they're still engaged. It's a second chance romance. Need I say more? So I've really, again, I have enjoyed Emily Henry's books as well, and I'm excited for that one. All right, next, another contemporary romance book. Can you see a theme here? What I'm in the mood for lately? Guys, I read a lot of contemporary romance last year, and I am still just on that trend. I am loving it, and so I'm right in the wave. It is what it is. All right, another one. This one is by Katie Birchall. I read her book, The Wedding Season, last year and loved it. And so she has a new one coming out called The Last Word, and it says that it is Beach Read meets The Hating Game. I did not like The Hating Game, but I loved Beach Read, and so I'm here for this. It follows Harper Jenkins, who is at the top of her game. She's a journalist. She loves her job as celebrity editor at a newspaper's glossy weekend magazine, and has the best contacts in the business. But when her awful boss hires talented reporter Ryan to be the new features editor, she's furious. The two have met before. They were interns at the same publication, not fans, and so they then have to work together. It's a whole thing. So I really like Katie Birchall's writing. She's hilarious. And so I definitely want to check this one out. I'm hoping it's better than The Hating Game because I really didn't like that book. Unpopular opinion. All right, another one from an author I read last year. This is their second book coming out. This is actually a writing duo that writes under a pseudonym. And this is The Comeback Summer by Allie Brady. They wrote The Beach Trap, I think is what it was called, last year. And I enjoyed that one. And so I thought I would check out their next one. And follows two sisters they run this PR agency, and it's kind of running into the ground. They need like a Hail Mary. And so they get this client who is like a life coach guru, self-help guru. And she will sign with them as long as they do something out of their comfort zone. And so they each have to do something individually that's like way out of their comfort zone, and it just kind of follows them doing that. So it just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a fun ride, and so I'm excited for that. And that comes out on May 9th. All right, and then also on May 9th is The Collected Regrets of Clover. This is by Mickey Bramer, and this is the story about a death doula. Her grandfather, she was out of town when her grandfather died. He died alone. She has a lot of regret about it, and so now she is a death doula, and she helps usher people into death. She's there with them during their last moments. And then the final wishes of one of the ladies that she works with sends her on a trip cross country to uncover a forgotten love story and perhaps her own happy ending. So it just sounded fun. It sounded like something different, and I thought that it sounded kind of interesting. So that one went on the list. All right, next is another rom-com. And this comes out May 16th. This is Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. Oh my goodness, that took me way too long to figure out how to pronounce. And this has to do with a non-reader who meets a reader, and they have a relationship on a beach. I don't know. It sounded so fun. That's really all I knew about it, and I was like, yes, please sign me up. So it just sounds like it's going to be so much fun. It follows Samantha Gale, who is trying to resurrect her career as a chef, and she runs into a guy who is taking on a job at a library to help. He wants to research his family history at this library, and so he's taken on this job at the library, and the two of them meet, and he inspires her to create a cookbook. It just sounds so fun. So that one went on the list. And then on May 23rd is a book called Someone Else's Bucket List. This is by Amy T. Matthews. And this one probably will have some trigger warnings with it. But it is about a girl whose sister dies of a terminal illness. She had this big social media following and vlogs and all this. And so her dying wish was for her sister to to do her bucket list, and she had to vlog it, and it just kind of helps her come out of her shell and all this. It sounds like it will be a very interesting exploration of grief, but also a lot of fun along the way. And so I don't know. I think that it'll be a good one. All right. On May 30th, The Museum of Ordinary People by Mike Gale comes out. This is the same author of All the Lonely People, which I still have not read, but I really want to. And this one sounds really interesting. This follows a storage unit of okay, I'm just going to read this. It says, still reeling from the sudden death of her mother, Jess is about to do the hardest thing she's ever done, which is empty her childhood home so that it can be sold. As she sorts through a lifetime of memories, everything comes to a halt when she comes across something she just can't part with, a set of old encyclopedias. To the world, the books are outdated and ready to be recycled. To Jess, they represent the love and future that her mother always wanted her to have. In the process of finding the books a new home, she discovers an unusual archive of letters, photographs, and curiosities, I think maybe, housed in a warehouse and known as the Museum of Ordinary People. Irresistibly drawn, she becomes the museum's unofficial custodian along with the warehouse's mysterious owner. As they delve into the history of objects in their care, they not only unravel heart-stirring stories that span generations and continents, but also unearth long-buried secrets that lie closer to home. It sounds like perfection. So that one, of course, went on the list. On May 30th, a historical fiction comes out. This is After Anne, a novel of Lucy Maud Montgomery. And so this is a historical fiction based on the life of the author of Anne of Green Gables, Lucy Maud Montgomery. And it just sounds like it'll be really, really interesting. It talks a lot about her relationship with men and her struggle with mental health, which we all know was very serious. And I'm so excited to get to know a little bit more about her in this sense. I love reading historical fiction that is based off of real people, and so this one definitely sparked my interest. All right, moving on to June. On June 6th, a new book by an author that I loved her first two books. I think they were her first two books. I don't even know now that I'm saying this. But the beloved author of The Kitchen House, which is a longtime old favorite of mine, is coming out with a new book. This is Crow Mary by Kathleen Grissom, and this has to do with Native Americans. So it is set in 1872, and it has to do with 16-year-old Goes First. That's her name, a Crow Native woman who marries a white fur trader. And then some tensions rise between some different people. She gets in the middle of it. It's a whole thing. But that's kind of the base of it. And it's set in Montana. It just sounds really, really interesting. And I know how Kathleen Grissom writes, and I am so excited for this one. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting historical fiction. And then the last one on this list actually doesn't come out until August, so we're gonna hold off on that one. And so yeah, 12, I guess, books that come out in April, May, and June of this year that I am super excited about. If there were any books on this list that sparked your interest, that you're now really interested in, let me know if you're gonna be checking any of these out. They will all be linked down below for you to pre-order if you are interested in doing that. I know it definitely helps the authors out if you pre-order books, and so I know I have definitely pre-ordered a few of these already. I'm really excited for all of them, but I have pre-ordered just a handful of them. And so yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. I am like bumbling over myself today, but that's gonna do it for today. I hope that you really enjoyed this. I hope that you stick around and subscribe, and until next time, see ya.